Hello everyone, and welcome to my corner of the world, and welcome to my Sunday live, May the 21st. Can't believe, and I probably say this every week, but I can't believe we're already in the second half of May. But here we are. So if you are out there watching me, perhaps you just go ahead and let me know in the chat box on the right hand side of the screen there. Let me know I'm not talking to myself today. So as with all my lives, I think about what I might like to do, and then I pull together some products, and then I create the project in front of you. And if you are out there, I give you the opportunity to make some comments and make some suggestions, and you'll do that in that chat box. Know that it just takes a few moments for it to actually come through to me, so it may be a bit of a delay between when you send the comment and when I react to it. So today I am going to be using some of the new products from the catalogue that was issued about 3 weeks ago now. Well, it'll be 3 weeks on Tuesday. And my order came in this last Tuesday, and I was just really excited. So there are some sets that I chose that are really, really lovely sets, but they've got a few little things, quirky things maybe, I don't know how to describe them, that really lend themselves to me sharing them with you on a video. So my bundle is called Timeless Arrangements, and here we've got lots of lovely sayings. You know me, I do like to have lots of greetings as well as images, and I love having the fonts, the softer fonts, the more sort of cursive ones. So that is my stamp set, and then this is my die set. It comes with it. And this die set has, as you can see, it's got lots of little bits. Let me see how many bits it says it has. 16. And there are like 3 labels here. And then the rest are for leaves. And they cut sort of leaves out separately here. But then they've got some outlines that match up with the dies. So the thing that I wanted to really share and explain to you with this particular set is that when you look, there are dies that have got like leaves, and they've kind of got joined together with like a little strip. And there's actually 4 of those, like this, and it allows you to arrange your leaves without having lots of little bits to stick on the back. So let me just bring this up a little bit closer. I'm going to do it slowly so it doesn't make you seasick. And there's the bits, these are the leafy bits that will poke out, and then this is the bit that will tuck behind a piece of card so that you can fix them on there. So that's what I'm gonna be showing you today. I've also got 2 of the new colours. So this is one of the new in colours. This is called Moody Mauve. And it is a lovely sort of dusky pink. I have opened it. I've used a tiny little bit. You can see I've used a tiny little bit of it there. The other, so this is an in colour. So this is going to be available for the next couple of years. And then we have this colour, which is called Bubble Bath. And it's, you can see it's a pink, but it's kind of got a bluish undertone. We've got Petal Pink, which if I've got a scrap available, which I bet you I don't. Oh yes I do, yes I do, because I've been working on some ideas. If you look at this, this is a pink, but you can see that it's actually got a yellow undertone. So this is the other colour. So this is a new member of the Stampin' Up family in the Subtles family, and so it's going to be available for however long. I've no idea how long it's going to be available, but it's going to be available for some considerable time, I'm sure. We're talking about years. So those are my two colours I'm choosing, and then we've got some inks, and we've got some blends. So I did order the blends in the Bubble Bath, and then we have a ribbon. This is in the Moody Mauve. I'm not entirely sure I'm going to use it, but I just wanted you to see what a lovely colour. And this ribbon has kind of got a bit of a silky sheen to it, so it's got its own little bit of subtle bling in there. Okay, so that's what we've got. That's what we're going to play with. And so let's see where we're going to go from here. So as always, I have no idea quite where I'm going to go. I've had some thoughts as always, and I'm going to make sure that these are kind of the star of the show. I'm going to make sure that they actually are right front and centre on my card. Right. Okay. Now, I'm going to start with a piece of white cardstock. White is going to work with this card, with these colours rather. If you look at these colours, I think that, you know, they need white as opposed to vanilla. And I thought that I would emboss a piece of white to go on the front of my card. So my embossing folder is one that's already in the that's sort of carried over from a previous year, and I did use it a few weeks ago. This one here, it's called Elegant Eucalyptus, and it's for the mini. It's got two in there, and I think I'm going to use this one. Now I'm going to use my mini, and for this I'm going to need my base plate, my #1 base plate, and then this is one of the thicker embossing folders, so I'm going to need to use the thinner of the two plates. So the dark grey one, #4, is the thin one, and #3, which is the light grey one, is slightly thicker. So you'd use that with the thinner embossing plates. We don't need any of these clear plates at this time. Okay, so I cut a piece of cardstock already that would fit in the machine, and I'm just going to put this in hinge first, like that, and just crank. So it should go through fairly easily, which it does. So all I did was to cut a piece of card that would actually fit here. That's all I did. And this measures 5 by 3 3/4. So that's a perfect measurement for that one. So there's our starting point. Now I've got to decide if I want my card base to be the darker or the lighter of my colours. And I think I'm going to use the darker colours, since we don't have anyone making any comments at the moment. I'll have to fly solo, but if you're there, please speak up. Right, so my card base, so I've made it, this is going to be a portrait. That's going to be a portrait card, I think. So this needs to be 5.5 here. No, I was going to make this a layer, wasn't I? And I was going to make that, yes, okay. Right, so I'm going to cut this so that it's going to fit behind this layer, like that. So that's 2 layers done. We'll pop those bits aside, we're going to need those, and then we're going to open up the bubble bath. I want to keep saying bubble gum. I'm not quite sure why that would be, but anyway, so there's this. And this is going to be five and a half by 8.5, and I'm just going to score at 4 1/4. You've seen me do this many times. So there we've got that bit. I think we've got the base of our card like this, and then as always a piece to go inside to write the greeting. Now I always keep a bunch of these pieces. This is cut at 5 1/4 by 4, and I have a bunch of these that I kind of cut so that they're quick and easy to grab hold of when I'm ready to craft. And I do some in white and some in vanilla. Okay, so there's my basic bits. That's where that's my starting point. Now, I think this is supposed to sort of stick up like that, but to be honest with you, I love it actually falling down. I think that looks, and if my dies are going to be like front and center here, I'm going to need, I can put them sort of more to the bottom, and then I've got something at the top. Okay, right, so there's my thinking. Now then, we need a greeting. So there's a thank you, there's a love you, there's like a very big very big thank you, I suppose that could go with. Your kindness means everything to me. You're my everything. You make me smile. You're so kind. And it looks like, ease these off, it looks like these will fit in with some of these. But I think since I'm going to have a landscape card, I need to have these landscape, because I don't know. I'm not so sure now. I suppose I could have it going like that. We'll see what it's like when we get there. I'm going to make things easy for myself. I think I'm going to use, how about You're So Kind? Well, You're So Kind. See, look, we've got these. This one came off a bit too easy. Where's You're So Kind? There. Right, so that's not going to work on that one, but it might just work. So that'll work. So we could do You're So Kind. All right. So maybe we'll pop that on a block. Is that going to be big enough block? It will be if I put it catty corner. There we go. And I've got some scraps, as always, next to me. So again, here is another one. I'm just opening it for the first time. So this is the Moody Mauve. I think it's a lovely colour. Moody always implies that it's kind of, you know, I don't know what to say. Kind of miserable, I suppose. So we just check this out on a scrap, see what we've got going on here. You're So Kind. Okay, that works for me. And I'll pop that there, like that. And where did I, oh, let's pop you back in there. So this can be cut out there, so we'll just trim that bit off and back with the little cutting tool here. Now this time I'm going to need my base plate, number 1, and I'm going to need 2 plates. As you can see, these are well loved, and but they still work beautifully. Right, I'm going to put some of this sticky note strip on it just to stop it from moving. There we go. And then I'm going to pop it in at an angle. Can you see I've got that as at an angle there? And that means that when I run it through, that corner will hit the rollers first, and it'll be like a little bit of extra thickness, and then the rest of it should roll through easily. If I put it on square, it can just take a little bit of extra effort for it to get over the whole of the die. So let's see what we've got. Pop that back there for a moment. Alrighty, so this gives us a lovely stitched effect all the way around. And I really like that. That's very pretty. So we're going to do that. Now, I'm going to perhaps put this as a background because I've got like white on white there, which isn't going to work. So I'm going to put this as a background, pop that there, and we'll take a scrap of this. And do the same thing. I'm going to put the whole thing at a slight angle there and pass that through. Now, there we go. So again, this has got lovely, I'll bring it up slowly so it doesn't make you seasick. And got lovely sort of stitching holes round there, and I think that is going to make that pop a lot nicer. Right, okay, I'm feeling a lot more confident now. Right, now since we've got the embossing machine out, I've got these 4 pieces with the curious little strip attached to them. So I didn't cut that very well because there's some that isn't quite so deep. Oh, that's going to work there. And that's going to work there. Okay. So again, I'm just going to put them in at a slight angle. Hope you can see that. And then crank on through. So just to be clear, it's the card that I'm putting through at an angle, not the actual plates. They won't go through if we do that. So there, oops, there's that. There's those 2 pieces. Oh, I'll make sure I don't use those again. Right, so is that, I've used that one and I've used this one. I'll pop that one back and that one back. Now I'm confused, I don't know which ones I've used, which one I've used. So definitely use that one. And I've used that one. Okay, so these are the 2 I haven't used. Okay, so that's that. Now we'll go ahead and get a scrap. I need to make sure my scrap is big enough for that. Right. Trying to get them on one piece of paper now. Maybe if I did it like that at an angle. There we go. Ha ha ha. I think I've got those. Square that up, Cindy. That's no good if you're not squared up there. Right. So now I've got my 4 pieces here. all cut. Let's give that a little wiggle to get that out. There we go. Now, where am I going to go from here? Right. Now, I think I want to do a bit of stamping while I think. So this is the inside of my card, and I've got some of the leaves. Okay, that was the mouse. Just fell on the floor. I've got some of these already on blocks. So maybe I'll use this pink one this time. No, I'm going to stick with the dark one for see if I can actually achieve this with just one ink colour. So there's my inside piece. I'm going to get a little envelope and I'm going to do the same. There. Now, I wanted to show you this. This one here is kind of like bubbles. Reminds me a little bit of, like, you know, I'm forever blowing bubbles sort of thing. So just to show you what it looks like, I'm going to pop it on the top corner here. There you go. Isn't that cute? It's a very nice sort of background design. I can see only using that. Maybe there's a thought, it's going to work with like a one sheet wonder, because you do lots of lovely with these little images, leafy images. They make a really good one sheet wonder, I think. So watch this space. So we've got that there, and I'm going to, while I'm gluing, because I'm still thinking about what else I need to do for my centerpiece. So bear with me. There. That's how that's going to go. And then that's going to go somehow like this. Right. Now then, these pieces here, I showed you earlier, they've got like this little strip that they're attached to. And I don't know about you, but I'm rubbish at doing flower arranging, and so when I arrange it on cards, I sometimes find that I'm getting a little bit lost in the weeds, as it were. But the whole point of these is that this strip here actually tucks behind a piece of card. So if you had this was like a smaller piece, you could actually put this spray behind there and you've just that adhesive strip. And they've been arranged so that you can put several together. Like you can take this and you can sort of do a bit of overlapping maybe. You could do like that. And you can have that coming out there. And doesn't that make a pretty design? I think after all that I've cut two of the same. Never mind. So let's see, we could do that like that, and then just gently ease those pieces around just so that they overlap slightly like that. And then this piece we can do like that. So we just need to poke a few little tiny bits out there. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to use, I'm going to use liquid, but you can always use Stampin' Seal. And I'm going to attach these two pieces together. Now we don't have to have those strips matching exactly. You can see I've got a little bit of overlap. Let's see, make sure it fits. Yes, it does. And this may be not the best way of doing it. Right. So I've attached those two together like that, but maybe it would be better. So I can put some adhesive on this bit, like that, and I'm going to attach it to the back here, so that those strips are hidden. Like that. And you can see this one is slightly on top of that one, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to gently ease that so that is over the top there. You see, doesn't that, I mean, that's made it so easy. That's what it looks like on the back. Now this one I'm going to try it slightly differently. It might be a bit easier to do it this way. So I'm going to put this one here, and then that's kind of opposite to there, and then I'm going to pop that one in there. So this time I'm going to stick this one directly onto the back. Maybe that's a better way of doing it. There we go. And then this I'm going to stick so it pokes out from one side. Alright, so let's get with that adhesive again. Alright. So I'm not looking to line up these strips with one another. All I'm looking to do is to make sure that the strips that are being holding my pieces in place don't show outside of this piece here. And that's what it looks like on the back. It doesn't look too untidy, does it? So if I then, let's see, if we can just gently ease this little piece out. I don't want to break it off, so let's just tuck that behind there. So what do you think? That just fits in the footprint of my card. Ooh, I love this. Right, we're kind of getting something moving here. Now then, I'm having a think, because this is going to go on there like that. Let's clear a bit of this away, because it's not helping me think properly here. Now we've got those two done. I think it needs something else. Okay, I've had a thought. I have had a thought. Let's get, where's my scrap? We're going to use another of the dies so that I can show you how we're going to use the lens. Right, so this is the little floral, the little sprig. Let's find a... And I'm going to stamp it in the darker colour, because I want to try and stick with the darker colour. Just use one ink pad, like that. And then we've got the die that coordinates with that. Here it is. So we're just going to trim that piece off. Let's move that out of the way. We're going to use our cut-in sandwich again. So my white piece, a plate, my card, my die, and then a piece of this to hold everything in place. So let's go and get this all positioned up. So I can just see the stem through that hole there, so I know it's lined up. You see the stem, and there's a tiny little hole in the die. So if I place that so that I can see the stem stamped through the little hole, I know I've got that bit lined up. And then I'm going to bring this down so all the other bits are lined up, and squish that through so I can see that stem again. And then get that stuck down. Okay, how are we doing for time, folks? Oh, no, not too bad. There we go. Oh, I'm very pleased with that result. That has come out beautifully. Okay, so now all I'm going to do is I'm going to add a tiny little bit of colour with my Stampin' Blends, and I'm going to use the pale one, and I'm just going to add some colour onto those little blossoms. Like that one. And I can do this because my ink that I stamped is water-based, and this blends are solvent-based. So I can just bring a little bit of the darker colour up. Oh, well, I'm getting an opportunity to play with all my new toys today. And let's see where this might go. So haven't got anything here, so maybe that's where it can go, is to just tuck out there. All right, make your mind up time now, Cindy. So I just need to decide if I'm going to just stick that down with adhesive and then pop this up on dimensionals. I've just dropped my flower on the floor, forgive me. There we go. Okay, I'm going to lay this one down flat because if I'm going to post it, I don't want too much thickness. So let's lay that one down flat. And I'm going to have my eucalyptus upside down again. I've got a thing about it being hanging down. It looks far more, I don't know, artistic maybe. And then we'll put some dimensionals on the back. Oh, there's one bit left there. That's not very handy, is it? Let's pop that on the back there. I've got some more, thankfully. So I am going to put 4 on the back. Perhaps it's a bit of overkill, but... Oh, I put it on the wrong side. Silly me. I'll just ease them off. Gosh, what a dummy. Fortunately, they haven't pressed them too hard. Pop one on there for the minute. Oh dear, I was thinking that looks a bit strange. But it's not too bad. We have saved the day. So there, we can pop those back on. I will push them firmly now because I've got them on the right side of the car. Gosh, how silly. Well, it just shows you that we can all make mistakes. Well, I'm going to make sure that this is centered like that. This time I'm going to make sure I've got the back of my label toward me rather than the front. You are so kind. We're going to put a little flower in there. I need a tiny piece. And I'm not going to use ribbon. I don't think ribbon. I think it's going to be too bulky because everything else is so... Ooh, I do love that combination. It's so delicate. So I do have, though, these in colour dots. Look at those. They're beautiful colours. And I'm going to just use a couple of the tiny ones. I'll pop one there. In fact, I don't think I'm even going to use 2. I think I'm just going to use 1 to kind of balance that. Okay, so there is my card for today, and I've shared with you the Timeless Arrangements dies, and I've showed you how to line everything up and use these little bars to arrange your floral or your foliage pieces. We've also looked at the stamp set that goes with it, and we have also used 2 of the new colours in the Stampin' Up family. Well, I do hope you've enjoyed this video. These products are available in my online store, and I'll put a link below this video so that you can go and find them. If you've enjoyed my live today, perhaps you'll go ahead, give me a thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel if you don't already do so. Well, thank you very much for joining me today. I've enjoyed working alongside you. I hope you have too. And I will look forward to seeing you next week at the same time. Thank you, and bye-bye for now.